Hey everybody, this is Rob Kientz of GoldSilverPros.com doing a very special video for JM Bullion. Today, I wanted to take a particular topic and talk to you about what the potential value could be for bullion that you hold in your portfolio. We're going to be comparing the price of gold and silver to homes and see what happens when the precious metals are in a bull market. Can you actually use your gold and silver to buy a house or to do those types of things? The answer is, ladies and gentlemen, yes, you can. And we're going to be looking at some charts to talk about that. We're going to get right into it. I love my charts, and we're at Nick Laird's Gold Charts or Us website. Wonderful information that he provides. And right here, you can see a nice little chart of the U.S. house price to gold ratio. It's how many ounces of gold to buy an average house. Right now, it's 286 ounces of gold. So if you own 280 ounces of gold, you can buy the average size house in America. Maybe not necessarily where you live. Remember, real estate's local prices, but in terms of a house price in America, this is it. So you can see during times in which gold price rose, there were less ounces needed. So 1979-80, what do we have? High inflation, gold $850 an ounce. It only took 100 ounces of gold to buy a house. And then as we get into the fiat money era, it takes a lot more. Why? Housing prices are going up. Housing prices are going up. Gold's going down. We're in the fiat era up into about 2000, the tech crisis. Then you have the tech crisis. It comes all the way down. And the cool thing is here is from the tech crisis to the Great Recession in 2008, 2009, that 9 to 10 years, or that 11 years, actually, 2011 is when gold hit its high. You can see that gold is gaining on the housing market. So even in that 10 years after the tech crisis, where the housing market was extremely frothy when we had the Lehman crisis because we had bid up houses way too much. It was in a bubble. Gold the whole time was gaining on housing. Even though housing was going up, gold was going up faster, because gold was in a multi-decade bull market from 2000 to 2023. Now, of course, it went into recession, which ended about 2016. Gold did. It traded down to about 2016. Now it's in this, the next leg of its bull run. And you can see that here. You can see in 2016, gold went down, housing went up. It took a little bit more ounces of gold. During 2016, when gold was at its trough of the current 20-plus year bull market, it took 350 ounces. But you can see when gold rises, it takes a lot less. So it's 100 to 150 we're looking for. When you see gold, when it takes about 100 to 150 ounces of gold to buy a house, because gold's rising and housing prices are falling, that's your entry point. That may be where you want to rotate out of some of your gold stocks and get into buying other things like housing. It could be cash flowing real estate investment property. It could be just a home for you and your family. So, potentially that could be just a really, really great deal for everybody. And if you look further at that chart, if you scroll down just a little bit, we have the one. Get back to it. Sorry, we have silver, and this is one I'm really super excited about. In 1980, it didn't take that much silver. Silver's trading about $50. This is not inflation adjusted. This is 1980 prices. It took less than 5,000 ounces of silver to buy home. In fact, it took about 2,500. And then during the last crisis, when silver hit its peak of $50, it touched on $50 again in 2011, very briefly. Some people say 49, but I saw the touch on 50 on the little candlestick. It took about 5,000 ounces of silver to buy home. But look at what happened when houses were rising from 2000 to 2010, that big bubble. Silver was still gaining, much like gold. So even though houses were going up and you thought, oh, I'm rich, my house price is going up, if you just bought gold and silver during that time, you did better. Okay, and now houses get a little bit more expensive, silver falls. And so here's the opportunity. If silver goes up strongly, then what will happen is it takes less ounces of silver to buy a house. So yes, you can take the silver and buy a house. It's completely possible to do that. And I wanted to show you some of the silver that you can get over at JM Bullion because it is so gorgeous. We love the silver. We love the shiny. And that's something that I want to show you. So I'm going to share a couple of pictures I took. This is some silver that JM Bullion sent me. This is a South African silver Krugerrand. Now, they haven't been making silver Krugerrands as long as they've been gold, but this is a very beautiful coin. I'm holding it in my hand over here as I broadcast this to you. Look at the gorgeous relief on that. Look at the detail. Look at around the edge, how they do that classic coin little indentation mark. And they do it on the side as well. You have that classic coin. Then you have, the traditional Krugerrand picture. Is such a gorgeous piece. It's such a gorgeous piece. Now, this is a Austrian Philharmonic. And the interesting thing is you can see in the picture right here, you can see the silver specks in this rock. This rock I picked up when I went to Guanajuato Silver in Guanajuato, Mexico. And I asked James Anderson, who's the CEO, I was like, can I take one of these rocks? He said, sure. And so I took a small one, and you can see these little flakes of silver. And this is where silver comes from. It comes right out of the ground. Okay, you can still see those silver flakes. And if you get enough of these flakes added up, you mine enough tons, of this rock, then you can start getting some silver ounces. And look at the gorgeous relief and design on that Philharmonic. It is so beautiful. Perfect picture of a silver ounce sitting on the rock in which the silver comes from to show you the full life cycle from start in the mining to finish in the finished product. And look how gorgeous this is. Now, the amount of work it takes to get this out of the ground, crushed, and get these little flakes out, melted, and into this is tremendous. And ladies and gentlemen, that's where the value comes from. That's why your precious metals are so valuable in the first place. Because one, they're gorgeous and shiny, but two, think about the amount of work, energy, labor, dollars it takes, euros it takes, Chinese yuan it takes to get this stuff out of the ground. That's what makes it valuable. And again, going back to, can it do real things like buying you something of value like a house? Yes, it can. Go back to the charts. When silver rises and gold rises during these crisis times, it doesn't take that much to buy a house. So you can either buy gold and silver and just sit there and wait on it. And pretty soon you're going to be able to buy a house and have that value that you need. And that's the benefit of gold and silver. And again, J.M. Bullion has some of the most beautiful gold and silver in their stock. I fully suggest you click on the link below that we have. It'll take you right to J.M. Bullion. It'll tell them that you came through Gold Silver Pro so that they know that you saw this video, and you can order and get the best deals. And I believe over $199, you get free shipping, which is a deal with J.M. Bullion. We love that deal. We love the company, and we love the silver. And this has been a very special video just to show you the value of gold and silver over time when it gets in those bull markets. And we're in that bull market, but we haven't reached the peak. But if you look at those charts and compare silver and gold to houses, that's a sign for when you may want to sell and rotate out of some of your bullion investments. Now, I'm not your financial advisor. You should do whatever you want to do and do your own research. But I would probably actually keep some gold and silver back and just have it always. But it makes sense to take some of that and exchange it when it's in its bull market for things, other things of value. And I think we're going to have a nice little housing correction here, and gold and silver are going to go up. And hey, man, I may buy a house at that time. It's going to be really cool. And I think that'd be something that everybody does. Anyway, this is going to do it for the video. I thought this would be an interesting little thought exercise. Can you actually take silver and gold and buy a home? Yes, you can. When they get really high in price, it allows you to buy that shelter or other things, maybe automobiles, maybe you save it for investment or other things. But that's a great equalizer that gold and silver are. They save value, and that's what we want. All right, until next time, this is Rob Kientz with Gold Silver Pros.